we live? Is that us? Are we live? Hello, everybody. On the fourth day of Grotmas, my G-dub gave to me mechs and robots in a tree. I don't know. Welcome, everybody, to the reveals for... Will that actually work? Chelsea's hooking us up. Now, because of the green screen, there's some missing balls. Like, actually, it kind of makes it just look silver. Yeah. That's kind of cool. All right, we're going to do this. Because it's Grotmas. Because...
Is that going to be annoying?
Do you hear that? Oh, wait, I can't shake my head.
They're meant to go behind your ears.
Meant to go behind my ears?
That's what headbands are.
How do you do that? That's insane. That is literally insane. You're a crazy person. You're a crazy person, Chelsea.
Yep.
Well, with that craziness out of the way, we are getting ready for Grotmas Day 4, where we got AdMech. And as we always do, we are joined perfectly for Jay to go. There is missing balls. And here are my two loves. I have the mandatory headband as denoted by Chelsea. Madness. See, Bill knows what's up. Madness, I say.
All right.
Thank you, Moochie. Love you. We are celebrating day 4 of Grotmas, keeping our streak going for the stream, which, yes, Sam, there is a stream today. Very loud on Discord, Sam. And as we've had to every other night, we're going to have to wait until like 10:45. You can see down here, it's 10:18 Aussie time. So we've got about 25 minutes. As always, we'll be putting up a poll on the purple channel to give people the opportunity to vote on what they think is coming tomorrow. Now, first things first, because of the trend that we've been on, we have had Chaos, Imperium, Xenos, which, if you're a betting man, woman, or other, you would probably be able to place a decent bet that we're going to have Xenos tomorrow. So I'm obviously, naturally, because I'm biased as fuck, going to put up my beloved Tau. Now, do I want to get them this early? I mean, I can start making lists for it and stuff. It's obviously a great coaching opportunity. Daddy always loves that paper. He's got a kid on the way. But there is a part of me that's hoping to see everybody else's stuff so we can either gloat or commiserate, depending on how, like, horrible it is. So, yeah, we're going to look at, first and foremost, the Mortal Realms are getting 8 free regiments of renown. Odysseus, good to see you, bud. All the Necrons. Oh, boo. Votan, maybe. Our Short Kings do need some love. What is up, good sir? Masu, good to see you. AdMech deserves love, man. AdMech are in a great spot. There's a lot of people that are really sleeping on how good AdMech is right now. Like, I would put them in the top 5 armies. It's just that nobody knows how the fuck to play them. Well, Pat, we're getting Imperium today. You can put down Knights, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you're probably going to be wrong. Though, wouldn't it just be the most GW thing ever to be like, fuck you, here's another Imperium? I mean, they do have like 60 million Imperium factions to get through, but yeah. When you're related to 6-1 on a bad day, Short Kings are the only option. I feast on Jay's tears. I cry no tears. Pixar, it didn't happen. All right, so the Mortal Realms are getting, what do we got? So download the Regiment of Renown. Yep, there we go. Let's have a look at them. So, Enforcers of the Tithe. So this is the, they're not the Mortrek. What the fuck are they? Ossiarch Bone Reapers. So they've got, you know what? I honestly don't know what a lot of their stuff does. But yeah, so blah, blah, blah. So you can include this Regiment of Renown. Wow, Fire Slayers can take them. Cities of Sigmar can take them. And Caradron Overlords can take them from the non-like chaosy death factions. That's interesting. That's actually super interesting. So the Caradron have the Exile Scavengers, which can go to basically frickin' anyone except for Skaven, which makes sense. The Skaven would just betray you and try and kill you. Now, my loves are the Skaven and the Lumineth Realm Lords. So forgive me being a little bit selfish. I'm going to look for them. Nagel's Gift, Giants, the Gobbos, the Herd, And there is no Lumineth or Skaven. Well, fuck you. But good for the AOS players getting access to that. I know that Regiments of Renown aren't like widely taken, so it is nice that they're getting just a little some. Have we had anything else come out since we've... So there was the Brutal and Cunning box, which, yeah, so... Taurus on Volcus' great gun has drawn Imperial forces away from the enormous ring-shaped hive Facilicus. And even as kill teams of Tempestus Quillins, boo, Jill with Vespered Stingwings, blah, 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 blah. We've got some orcs with a really, really cool squig model. And then we've got... I don't understand anything about kill teams, so this could be good. This could be bad. I have no idea. I probably should learn that game, honestly. There was one for a hound that you could get. But I think this one is just specifically for the orcs. But, yeah. 3 loves, mate? 3? Well, I mean, from AOS. I'm not specifically talking about from like all of Warhammer's multiple things. But, yeah. I know you're wanting to gloat. Maybe. As a short king who dated a much taller than me woman, it all works out once you're on the horizontal plane. Yes, it does. Knife teeth and knife ears, the opposite ends at the condescending and the confidence. I assume you meant confidence scale. I don't think that's a new word. Maple, how you doing, bud? Good to see ya. We are chilling out and doing some yaps in the lead up to us getting it. And there is a good to moderate chance that we have a Dataslate coming tonight. And I would love to see that. It's been rumored quite a bit, and usually the Dataslate's been coming out between Tuesday and Thursday. So I have no, like, insider information that there is one coming. Just a hope and a dream, you know? Just a hope and a dream. Oh, on a side note, has anybody else seen all of the Eldari stuff and, like, creamed your jorts? Because I'm not going to lie, my jorts kind of got creamed. Like, all the new, like, fire dragons look amazing. I think that's Azaman. Yeah, I think that's Azaman. Looks incredible. And don't the Eldari need new sculpts? Look at these swooping hawks. Like, I think that's the Exarch. Or is that an actual lord? Let's have a look. Oh, no, that's Baharoth. So that's the swooping hawks Phoenix Lord, which looks incredible. And then that's right. These are your, that's the Exarch. That's your swooping hawks. I think that maybe that's an Exarch veteran because the weapon looks a little bit different to the other ones. And this one looks insane. This looks insane. Now, what did Mushu press the other night to have this go sideways when I scrolled? My boy understands this better than I do. But, like, yeah, look at this model. Just, oh. I've been meaning to learn Eldari just to, like, understand it in the meta anyway. So, what better time to look at getting some Eldari right as the book comes out with some broken shit. And, yeah, some incredible looking models that I will not paint nearly as well as this. Not nearly as well. New Warp Spiders are coming out. And I think we also had, there was something else. So that's the Codex Eldari. I think that's actually new cover art for them. I don't think I recognize that one as an old one, but yeah. So that's that one. And then this one's Webway, which I won't play that because I don't have my headphones in and that'll like double up all of the audio. But the Eldari are looking incredible. Same with the Deathcore of Krieg. This stuff, I know that there is a big set of Deathcore of Krieg fans out there within, like, look at this one. I never noticed how fucked up the horse is. Look at the feet. Look at the feet. As I always do, you always got to look at the feet first. Look at the claws and shit. Like, this isn't a horse. This is either a hybrid or this is like some fucked up Krieg animal that is horse-like. But, yeah. Oh, actually, is it just a mechanical horse that they've bolted skin onto. What the fuck? Okay, cool. Because I know Leontis is riding a metal steed, but yeah. You got the Krieg Riders. They look incredible as well. New set of, what are they? Combat Engineers. They look really cool. So you got grenade launchers, you got flamers, you got like a minefield detector, a little rivet just down there. Yeah, the like it's kind of funny that like, I know that they're sculpted after Germans, but like they've got the old like potato masher grenades. These field guns are really fucking nice and apparently like massive, like absolutely massive. Commissar with the Death Krieg stuff. I don't know who that is following him. So Vox and Personal Medicaid. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then we've got old school like World War II flak guns or like double barrel machine guns, heavy flamer, heavy las cannon. You know what? Say what you want, but GW is killing it with the new sculpts. They are killing it with the new sculpts. Spider Lady is hot. Yeah, she is. Been definitely looking into some space elves. Yeah, you and me both, brother. I don't think I'm going to have the money for them because by the time they come out, Mally's here, which means that my entirety of my being is devoted into that child, and I get to leave the house once every 3 months to touch grass and see sunlight. We know you don't have insider info or YouTubers with insider info. I've got the attachments ahead of releases. Make nice edit videos out of them. Missing the personal touch. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I do like the personal touch. Started waking up early and now I have zero idea what to do for the extra hours I have before work. I just jack it. Just jack it over and over again till you create smoke and steam. Yeah. Kriegers are French. Are they actually? Interesting. Sexy Phil Guards. Yes, they are. Despite the name, Deathcore minis are a mix of World War I French and Brits. Yep, so a lot of the same. I'm excited for the Krieg. Might be my second army, but not sure if that's the best choice for a second army. Iron Legion, the tank ones are based on World War II Germans. Krieg is yeah, cool. Yeah, so Valhalla for life. Krieg are cool though. The Valhallans were cool. I am a little bit sad that they've been rotated out. But like, because every time I saw something from the Valhallans, it was always like a really, really dedicated Valhalla fan that had put like a ton of time into their army and conversions and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. I keep having Astra Militarum try and pull me back in because it is that like that childhood love. Because obviously, you know, growing up in a conservative Christian household, all I was allowed to collect was Astra Militarum because it was not the devil, because it was just people. Jokes on them, they didn't know about like psychers and shit. But anyway, so I feel the pull every now and again to pull me back to Astra Militarum. But the problem is that like I look at Astra Militarum and I was witnessing a coaching game last night between one of my players on the Pantheon, Sam, and one of my coachees. And we brought Sam in specifically to run Astra Militarum to train because I don't know the army at a decent level to coach somebody on it. And I was looking at it, oh, fuck, this is really cool. I can make this work. I can see the plays that they're going to do. They can whatever. But then there was the back of my brain is like, all right, it's another shooting army that can run tank heavy, or usually does, but then can't fly. And I know that I would get into a game where my tanks can't move. And it'd be like, fuck, I wish you would devilfish and hammerheads. Just like the Lehman Russes are like when you're fuck, what's the name of her? Ursula Creed tells you that you've got tanks at home. And it's like, man, give me a railgun and the ability to fly. Ugh. But anyway, the call of boom, boom, boom. Trader Guard is the only way I would play Guard. And if I was to spend that kind of money on army modifications, might as well go Exodite Eldar. It's not a bad choice. That Guard list feels so dirty, though. Yeah, the Hydras are amazing. And actually, this brings me into yapping about like what I would want for a Dataslate if we get one tonight. Which, again, there's a good chance we get them. I want those Hydras to go up because they are, what were they, Sam? 85, 90 points for the most ridiculous platform you have ever seen in your life. Now, obviously, this is going to go into Necron's Tesseract vault. I'm not a Necron fan, I swear. This is just up here because I was a little bit curious. I was having one of those nights where, you know, nothing was getting me going, and so I decided to watch something a little bit taboo, and like it did the trick, but I felt a little bit like guilty and dirty afterwards. You know, where you watch something like really, really vile, but it just gets your motor running? Yeah, it was a Tesseract fault. Anyway, so as for Militarum, I'm going to show you guys the Hydra, and we're going to have a look at the points. 85 points. Yeah. Especially when the meta is 90% fly. Yeah, 100%. I want Exocrines to go up. Really? An Exocrine hater. I actually quite like the model. Like, I feel like Exocrines aren't being represented in the meta all that much at the moment. Look at how many data sheets Guard has. That is the thing that, like, if I were going to go hard in collecting an army, I'd want it to be Guard, because, like, I've got most of the stuff for Tower that I want right now. If I were going to go for something just for sheer collection, it's Guard or it's Eldari. They have, like, some of the deepest indexes that you can have, but I think, like, Guard would win out, mostly because shout out my boys, the Ogryn. Those guys are amazing. You put Ogryn and Catachan on the field, fuck you, you lose. I don't even care if I don't kill a single thing. You lose. So, Hydra, 85 points for a T9 body with 11 wounds and a 3-up save. OC3, as most vehicles tend to be. Hydra autocannon, they come base equipped with, because they've got a heavy bolter you can replace with a heavy flamer, whatever. Can be equipped with a hunter killer missile, so it makes them even better for like going after vehicles. The Hydra autocannon is 4 shots, anti-fly 2+, twin linked. You can give this thing take aim to hit on 3s, strength 9, AP 1, damage 3. You take 3 of them, and you have only spent 200, just below 300 points. Like, what's that? It's like 250 points or something. 250 points for 12 anti-fly 2+ twin linked shots at damage 3. Just, what the fuck? Ninosaurus, how you doing? Good to see you. First time chatter. Skyman, so Tau today, or what is the feeling for now? It will be AdMech. We are actually, you know what? I'm going to start the poll because we've got a few more people on the purple channel. New poll. Detachment for tomorrow. Now, I actually remembered to put links in the description of the YouTube video this time. I don't think I remember to put in the Twitch channel, but I'll get that on there. Or if you remember the Discord, there's a notification thing that comes up whenever I go live. But yeah, so if you want to participate in the Twitch poll, head over to the channel there. So what are we feeling? Shout it out. What are we feeling for tomorrow's detachment? I'm going to put down Tau. I also remember Votan from before. Were there any other Xenos that we had thrown out? I can't remember. I'm going to skip to the part where Beal says Necrons because he just wants to push my fucking buttons. And we've probably got about 10 minutes before we get the next one, if they keep to their upload schedule. But yeah, look at this. And then you've got a heavy bolter strapped onto it, and you've got a hunter killer missile to throw at something. Like, it's just... Oh, and each time it makes an attack against a target that can fly, you could re-roll the fucking hit roll. Like, 85 points. 85 points. What were you thinking, GW? Oh, and unlike our fucking devilfish, it has a smoke keyword. So you can give it -1 to hit. Because of course you can. Oh yeah, because of the guard rule, it also gets lethals versus vehicles. Which, I don't know if you know this, Tau fans. All of our vehicles fly. And all of our crisis suits are vehicles with fly. So, yeah, cute hat, Jay. Thank you very much. Chelsea walked in and she's like, you're wearing this. Now, the silver balls on here are actually green, but you can't see it because of the green screen. So, I don't have silver balls on my head. I have green balls on my head. It's very important that people know what color my balls are. What did I miss? Just me ranting about Hydras from Guard. Jay knows me so well. Yeah, so I'm going to put in Crons because I saw that coming a mile off. Tomorrow will be GSC. Interesting. Okay. Okay. We got one more slot. Okay, I see Drakari a little bit further up. We're going for the Druk. All right, the poll is up on the Purple channel. If you would like to put your vote in, head over to the Twitch channel. And while you're there, hit the fucking follow button or whatever the hell it's called. Cause do it. Or don't. I'm not your dad. Knights. It's not going to be Knights. You got Imperium today. You're not going to get Imperium again tomorrow. We have Imperium at home. So Dataslate. I want to see the Hydras go up. They probably should be 100 points. Like, they cannot be priced at the same as a Devilfish with this kind of output. They cannot be priced the same as a Devilfish with this kind of output. And the stat line, like T9 just randomly on an anti-aircraft thing. Like, I get it for like transports and tanks being like higher or whatever, but if a Dread Knight has to be T8, there is no shot this thing should be T9. But yeah, actually, I'm going to go through some of the guard data sheets just to have a look at some of them. There are so many that I don't even know, like Banehammer, Banesword, Doomhammer. There's so much stuff that like I don't even understand what they are, and at this point I'm way too scared to ask. By the way, they have a lot of. Did you see how much? What's the name of it? Forge World that those guys have. They have a ridiculous amount. When Forge World shuts down, guard players are going to be so sad. So sad. Now, Manticores is what people were using quite a bit before. And it's the D6 plus 1, blast heavy, indirect. This is 175 points. So, for the benefit of indirect, these things are infinitely more expensive. They're 100 points cheaper than a Tiger Shark. For that, D6 plus 1, damage 3, strength 10, AP 2 rockets. They are good. Because it's indirect, you are functionally AP 1 at all times. With the exception being, if you can get it's either a Hellhound or a Chimera that strips cover from a target. So if you can get those vehicles up near somebody and just hit them with a heavy bolter, just one shot, doesn't even have to do wounds, you can strip cover off people, that would make this back to AP 2. But the thing is that on 4s, each time this model makes an attack with the Storm Eagle rockets, targets an enemy unit. It contains 5 or more models. You can reroll the hit roll. That actually would be unironically good for like Sangard and that sort of stuff, because you're hitting on 4s with full rerolls, which means you're getting through 75% of your shots, and then you're wounding on 2s. You basically don't need wound rerolls at that point. And because of the blast, if you're targeting a 6-man Sangard unit or a big Death Company brick or something like that, like damage 3 is perfect against Death Company because the Feel No Pain means that they have to make 2 of them rather than make 1 of them. It's the same problem that Wolfen from Space Wolves have. Chimera Hull. Yeah. Gotcha. Proceeds to get Imperium. It might actually happen. I'm not going anywhere near your purple thing. Oh, but if you press the notify button enough, it pops and there's a little spray of white stuff from my purple thing. Pre-indirect changes, they could hit on 2s. Yeah, that'd be insane. I'd pay 175 points for that. Malcadors are starting to come out in plastic. That is nice. Dataslate Tau, no to 1 point. And the downside is you'll never be able to get a perfect 2K count list. Dataslate Tau now. Do you know, honestly, if we get it, let's go through my wish list for Tau. Factions, Tau, we get a Dataslate tonight. Let's say that. Because we got 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Actually, they did a little earlier last night. I'm going to refresh both these pages. Nothing there. Nothing there. All right, there's 5 of these. When we see 6, we fucking erupt. So, for Tau. I want to see the Riptides come down. I think the 190 is a little bit aggressive for them. I don't think that's actually healthy. I would like to see the downside in our army rule removed. I can't see that happening, but I would love to see the weapon support system ignore ballistic skill modifiers and not hit modifiers. I think that would be infinitely more useful. And then, honestly, I like the broadsides in triplicate. We're like one of the only units that's copping a penalty for taking them in threes. I don't really like that. I think that flyers need to come down, like the Razor Shark and the Sun Shark. We're not really seeing those anywhere. Vespid may cop a nerf just from like them being used a lot. But having said that, at World Championships, Tau had a terrible run. And at the moment, we're only seeing Tau really flourish at teams. Or if you've got like a faction specialist going through somewhere and just like bodying the fuck out of people. First time chatter, Andre, what are we talking about? We are waiting for the next attachment to release for Grotmas and potentially a Dataslate for tonight, which I don't know if it will, but that's what we're looking at. And I want to see the Tide Walls come down. Unironically, I want to see the Tide Walls come down. I think that generally speaking, some of the points increases that we saw for some of our stuff was a little bit unwarranted. Storm Surge needs to come down to make that even close to viable. Same thing for the Taunar. The Tiger Shark's at a fine place. We don't really need to worry about that. But, yeah. Yeah. So Pat's saying it was a Hellhound. Hellhound strips cover. Okay. At their peak, you would use Ursula, Platoon Command Squad, Mortar to fire, Fields of Fire twice for +2 AP. So Manticore would hit on 2s with AP3 and entirely be indirect stuff. Yeah, it's really good. Throw in the Autocannon Russ and Hellhound to go as high as AP4 ignores cover. That is insane. Storm Surge go down a little bit in points if they don't change the indirect fire nerf. Storm Surges have to come down anyway. Actually, one big change that I would want to see is that Storm Surges get an additional pip of AP on every single one of their guns. I think they need it to really be viable. They absolutely have to do that, or like, because this is the thing, like, go from, I'm going to bring up the Tiger Shark and I'm going to bring up the Storm Surge, and playing the Tiger Shark and doing insanely well at a GT with it showed me the emblematic problem that the Storm Surge has. Look at the AP column and see how there's no zeros except for burst cannons, which we don't take. So I'm splitting fire and still feeling okay about it, because even though I'm dropping shots on 5s, anything that gets through, I am actually moving someone's save. Storm Surge, okay, yep, we got AP on all of these. Then look at these zeros. Look at these zeros. The only time I want to see this many zeros is when I've made it as a YouTuber and I'm looking at my fucking bank account. That's when I want to see this many goddamn zeros. Actually, let's be honest, I want to see more than that, because that's like, I would, like, if the 4 was there, that's like $40,000, and I would, oh no, that'd be $400,000. Yeah, okay, I'm okay with that. I want to see that many zeros. Preferably more, but I'm not going to be greedy. You know, let's not get ridiculous. But like, you know, we have, it's Twin Smart Missile System. Only 3 shots, and I get that they wanted to, like, fix those things, but they need to be AP1, so that when we don't use it indirect and we actually take it as a heavy weapon that we can get some bonus out of, and it's strength 5 and it's whatever, we actually get that AP. Like the cluster rocket system being on AP 0. Fucking why? This is a Lord of War. Why do our rockets not pierce basic clothing? Like, anyway, I'm fine. Let's refresh, because we are at 1046. We have six at Burke. All right. The Hollow Screed Battleclade. Hollow Screed. I'm sorry to everybody. I do that sometimes. I apologize. So, tech priests often monitor their forces remotely, but those who lead Battleclades take this intervention to an extreme, exerting even finer control over their thralls, projecting fragments of their consciousness through the noospheric battlesphere. They override the autonomy of their soldiery and inload tactical information, target coordinates, and vector directives into cybernetic minds. Such assistance is gratefully received by the machine god's faithful, who feel blessed by the rush of divine wisdom and implanted knowledge. Nospheric transference. In your command phase, select one or more units from your army, including units that are embarked within transports. Nice carve out. The maximum number of units you can select depends on the battle size as follows. Strike force, which is what we look at as a tournament standard, is 2 units. Until the start of your next command phase, those units gain the Halo override keyword. Then select one of the override abilities below. Until the start of your next command phase, units from your army with the Halo override keyword have the selected override ability. +2 to move from electromotive energization, add 1 to toughness from micro-actuator bracing, or eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which it advance with predation protocols. Or muted servo motors, models in the unit have the stealth ability. I'm going to talk to Alex about this, but this seems kind of fucking good. Though the thing that, like, let's look at the opportunity cost we got to weigh this against. When you look at running at, like, Skitarii cohort, where you've got doctriners that give you certain things you can get, and this doesn't remove doctriners because I believe that is their army rule. You then have the Skitarii cohort giving everything with the right keyword, stealth, and I think maybe something else. So this gives you that for 2 units, but not building a list around every single unit having it. But what I look at is predation protocols, where there are a bunch of stuff like Rusties and that sort of thing with advance and charge is fucking nuts. +1 to toughness. I don't know enough about their data sheets to know if this creates any really good breakpoints. But having +2 to move on demand is also really, really nice. So I'll see how he feels about it. I'll see how he feels. Enhancements. Transoracular dyad wafers. Cybernetica Datasmith model only. When the bearer is attached to Castellan robots until the end of the battle, models in that unit have the Doctrina Imperatives ability and gain the Halo override keyword. This unit cannot be selected when selecting units as part of the Nospheric Transference detachment rule. So, okay, so they have the Halo override keyword, but they can't be given this, which means that there must be other ways to give it out. Cognitive reinforcement for 35 points. This better be good. AdMech model only, excluding Cybernetica Datasmiths. The Conqueror Imperative and Protector Imperative are both active for the bearer's unit. So that is +1 weapon skill, +1 ballistic skill, and then like -1 AP in melee and fucking something else for shooting. Like that is, on the right unit, that could be really, really good. I can see why that's 35 points. Sanctified Ordnance for 10 points. Add 6 to the range characteristic of range weapons equipped by models in the bearer's unit, and each time a hazardous test is taken, you can re-roll the result. Stuff this onto a Skitarii Vanguard or Ranger unit, and this becomes really, really good. For 10 points, that is pretty fucking great. Inloaded Lethality for 15 points. Tech Priest Dominus or Tech Priest Manipulus. Add 3 to the attacks characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons and add 1 to the damage characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons. Tech Priest Dominus and Manipulus, I don't know how often you get those in melee, so I will leave it to better minds to see if that is actually good. Let's look at the stratagems. So, Eradication Protocol, shooting or fight phase. 1 AdMech unit that has not been selected to shoot or fight. Till the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack, you re-roll a wound roll of 1, and if it is a Halo override unit, re-roll a hit roll of 1. Nice. Aggressive Impulse, your movement phase, 1 Scorpius Dune Rider model from your army that has not been selected to move. Each time an AdMech unit disembarks from that model after it has made a normal move, that unit is still eligible to declare a charge this turn. Again, you stuff a bunch of like Rusties or something into a Dune Rider, and they are doing some disgusting shit out of that transport. That is really cool. That is a really great ability. Targeting Override. Shooting phase or fight phase. 1 AdMech unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack, an unmodified hit roll of 5+ scores a critical hit. Now, I don't know enough of the data sheets off the top of my head to know what unit's going to get this, but you'd be looking at stuff that obviously has like lethal hits, sustained hits, anything like that. Critting on 5s is really, really nice when you have a unit that is loaded to the teeth with those keywords. Guided retreat, your movement phase just after an AdMech unit from your army makes a fallback move. That AdMech unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it fell back. And if it's a Halo override unit, you can re-roll Desperate Escape tests for it. Now, one of the big things that this allows AdMech models to do, because Alex was using this very well on the Chicken Walkers with the melee unit, they're allowed to re-roll their Desperate Escape test, which means you can basically fall back through people, which means they can't move block you because you're willing to go, yep, I'm going to walk through you and I get to re-roll my tests, which is a really, really powerful ability. Now, Neural Overload, your movement phase AdMech unit from your army. If your unit is a Halo override unit, it suffers D3 mortal wounds. Select one override ability until the start of your next command phase. That ability is active for your unit. This means that if targeted unit already has the Halo override keyword, it can be affected by multiple override abilities at the same time, but suffers mortal wounds to do so. Alternatively, if your unit does not have the Halo override keyword, it instead has the chosen override ability until the start of your next command phase, but does not benefit from any other override abilities that are active. GW, putting this in. Fucking yes. Do this for every detachment. Anything that looks like it may cause an argument or has caused an argument previous, putting in this stuff as a designer's note is a big fucking G-dub-dub. Good shit, GW. So, yeah, this looks really good. Halo Override, and they've obviously learned the lesson from Space Wolves, who had this with their sagas. But, yeah, so if you've got, especially if you've got a unit with a Feel No Pain, you Halo Override it, D3 mortal wounds, +2 to move, advance and charge, fucking send it at somebody. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Aggressive Impulse, I've already done. Guided Retreat, already done. And Analytical Divination. Your opponent's movement phase just after an enemy unit ends a normal advance or fallback move. One AdMech infantry unit, excluding Cataphron units, from your army that is within 9 inches of that unit and not within, can make a normal move of up to D6 or 6 inches instead if it is a Halo override unit. This is also really good. Reactive moves are extremely powerful, and if the AdMech player is smart enough to plan in advance, it means that they're able to reactive move and be very, very tricksy with what they do. Now, big thing for everybody watching to note, if you disembark a unit, that will not trigger reactive moves. It will also not trigger if you've got, say, for example, your retaliation card and you can deep strike within 3. They cannot make a move. Notice that it says, and this has been put into the rules commentary, when it ends a normal advance or fallback move. When you disembark from a transport, you count as having made a normal move, but you have not moved this phase. And they even said in the rules commentary, no, you cannot use reactive moves in reaction to disembarking units or units being set up on the battlefield. So, yeah. My initial reaction, as not a faction specialist for AdMech, but somebody who's learned them to be better in the tournament scene. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. It doesn't look super cracked, but there's like at least reasons to take these things. There's ways to give it extra. There's enhancements that allow, like the Castellan robots. So I don't know why. Okay, so the Castellan robots don't have Doctrina Imperatives as a keyword and gain the Halo Override keyword, but they can't get Noospheric Transference. So I'm assuming this is just to activate Castellan robots being able to get access to, like, the stratagem. So they've got the keyword, they just don't get this stuff. So you can't have them, like, moving super fast and having advance and charge on a unit, which, actually, let's look them up. Let's look them up. Factions, AdMech. Let's look up Castellan robots, but yeah. Where are you, boys? Corpuscari, Castellan robots. There we go. So they're movement 6, T9, 2 up save, 5 up invuln, 7 wounds, leadership 7. You take them in either 2 or 4 models. They're 190 or 380. Cybernetica Datasmith has a 4-up feel no pain while leading the unit, so you can't just pop it out with precision, nice and easy. Repulse agreed each time a ranged attack is allocated to a Castellan robot model in this unit. On an unmodified saving throw of 6, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound after it has finished making its attacks. That's nice, I guess, but it's random as shit. Okay. Their weapons, they start with twin Castellan Fist, but they can be replaced with a Castellan Phosphor Blaster and 1 fist, or 1 twin Castellan Phosphor Blaster and 1 close combat weapons. Any number of models can have their Incendiary Combustor replaced with a Heavy Phosphor Blaster. So, we got the Heavy Phosphor Blaster, which is ignores cover, 3 shots, strength 6, AP 1, damage 2, okay? Incendiary Combustor is a torrent weapon, which is a strength 6 flamer with AP 1. The Castellan Phosphor Blaster ignores cover, 3 shots, strength 6, AP 1, damage 1. Twin Castellan Phosphor Blaster is twin linked, but the same profile. The Castellan Fists and the Twin Castellan Fists are just twin linked, but they are 4 attacks at strength 12, AP 2, damage 3. So in combat, these guys would kind of fuck. Their shooting outside of, like, the flamer is fine. The Phosphor Blaster seems underwhelming. Very underwhelming. So for the points, like, yeah, you're getting, like, high save, high wounds, very high toughness models. I can see why these haven't been showing up in lists. And as you can see, they don't have the Doctriner Imperatives ability. But, yeah. The Snake Master himself has said the detachment genuinely looks good in the Team New South Wales Discord. Yeah. Okay. So my initial instinct was good. That's good to know. That is a pretty banger release. Now, the all-important part. Hit me with, where's the AdMech thing? I think I have to refresh because the article always goes up later. And let's see what we're getting next. So, let me have a look at the poll first. View results. Crons by 50% of the votes. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see. Holy Grail gifting 2 subs to Masu and Nina. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it. Everybody show Holy Grail some love. Thank you for helping the channel, brother. Oh my god, it is Necrons! I have to read Necron shit! I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Stop looking at me. I'm fine. I know I'm loud. You know I'm loud. You married me. If anything, this is your fault. So, everybody, we have Necrons tomorrow. Continuing that I'm right about the cycle of chaos AdMech Necrons. Start having a think about what you might want to come next from the Chaos side. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, and I'm going to say Chaos Knights. I think we're going to get Chaos Knights. As for the data slate, it doesn't look like we are getting one tonight, unfortunately. Which is disappointing. It does throw off a little bit the normal cadence of days. Though, having said that, these are all based on rumors. So, the rumors not being true about a data slate is not a surprise at all because, oh boy, do people get it absolutely wrong all the time. But, AdMech, you guys are eating pretty good. You guys are eating pretty good. Like I said, I reckon they're like a top 5 army, at least. And once they get the stuff sorted, they solve the puzzle that is this new detachment, I think it is going to be really, really cool to see what they do with it. But, yeah. Playing a dangerous game and blaming the wife. That's our dynamic. The funny thing is that, like, Chell knows that I am just a shit stirrer and that nothing I say means anything. So, really, she's just enjoying being part of the jokes. Here's a War Dog detachment to mix things up. No, I'm gonna go with Chaos Knights favoring the big ones. favoring the big ones and giving them a bunch of ways to play the game to move people away from Wardog spam. Because I think like Wardog spam is fine, and obviously like some people can get burnt down on it because they play it a ton because it's the most powerful thing. And it's the same with Tau, where like, you know, I went from playing nothing but Kalyon, and all I wanted to play was Montcar. And then you play nothing but Montcar, and you just want to play Retaliation Carter. And you play nothing but Retaliation Carter, then you're back on Kalyon. And so, like, you know, it absolutely makes sense that Chaos Knights players are like, more Wardog spam. And it is powerful. But, yeah. No, it's going to be my Angry Boys, Jay, please. Well, show up tomorrow, and you can throw your hat in the ring for the poll to see if the Wheaties get it. But do Necrons even need a new detachment? I don't think so. Honestly, I think that Necrons probably should just be deleted. Yeah. So I should apologize. I worked it out. And if they continue the current pattern, they will release the Xenos on my birthday, 19th. Happy birthday in advance, just in case I forget. So we'll have to wait for Tau until then. Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. But that is our release for tonight. I hope all of you are enjoying the Grotmas streams. We're doing this every single night at the exact same time. We will be here for every single release of the Grotmas. And if you're not a YouTube subscriber, make sure that you do that down below. It's literally a free button. Costs you nothing. And while you're there, hit the like, leave a comment, or don't. I'm not your dad. Thank you so much to all of my patrons. Thank you for the gifted subs. Thank you to all of my Twitchers, the first-time chatters. It has been wonderful, wonderful stuff. I just read Holy Grail's comment. Make Chell read the Necron thing instead of you. Pass the buck. I might see if I can get Chelsea on here for a stream. That would actually be really, really fun. But thank you to everybody. This has been a wonderful stream. Thank you for sitting and yapping. We will see you tomorrow night for the next release. And then the day after that, Path of Exile 2 releases. So I'll see you at 6 a.m. Australian time. You better all be here or I'll come and find you. I am a man with a very particular set of skills. And, well, I don't want to have to use them.